All right, guys. This is DJWOLF Live here. I'm in the process of renaming my podcast For All to Hear Radio. That's coming soon. I haven't had a chance to go into it to set it up, but it's going to be officially renamed For All to Hear Radio. Okay. I'm wanted to address the issues that's going on with this police brutality state. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm going to talk about that real shortly here. I may not be on that long, but you know me, I can go over an hour talking about this all day. All right, guys and gals, this is DJWOLF Live. Oh, come on now. It was working so fine until just now. I think what happened with my Bluetooth, and I actually was acting up, and it was actually referring to my other Bluetooth device. And I thought I'd turn it off. And it's not connected. Okay. For some reason, I wanted to play my music for this. Okay, you can hear that, but you can't hear this. All right, guys, let me try it again. Again, this is DJWOLF Live on For All to Hear Radio via For All to Hear TV on YouTube and Spreaker, DJWOLF Live. Here we go. All right, guys, this is DJWOLF, DJWOLF Live on For All to Hear TV on YouTube. Also on Spreaker.com/DJWOLF. Also podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Spotify, Google. Call your cousins, tell your friends. Out here, live from the DMV in Southern Maryland. Across the nation and across the world. This is DJWOLF Live. Honest conversations. Yes, we're not letting this mess go, baby. There was some mad folks across 13 states last night, and they wasn't bullshitting. All right, guys. People aren't playing no more. I'm telling you, they had it with this bullshit, man. Told y'all, man. You can't sit there and let me explain. It was a young man that was on TV last night, right out here in the DMV. He just basically just said, "Look, it's not that people trying to riot. It's not the looting and stuff is BS. I'll say that myself. But people are frustrated. People don't know what else to do. We were sitting there and quiet as a church mouse when they told you to calm down, and people were calming down during the Trayvon Martin situation. You had all these black guys came out there trying to calm people down during the Trayvon Martin situation because it was going to really get heated up down there at the time. Mike Brown and all people got calm. They sent Eric Holder down to Missouri to calm the people down, and they still didn't convict Wilson, the officer Wilson that shot him in the back 6 times. Okay, we've been going through the same cycle of bullshit here for the last 8 years, really longer than that, but I'm just saying recent years, and people are tired. Fucking tired of waiting for law officials to sit there and play these fucking games with people's minds and people's lives. Enough with the bullshit. But people supposed to be calm, cool, collected, and pray it away. No. Uh-uh. I will admit, and I know people using, some people using excuses, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but you will always refer to, well, the black businesses got hurt by this. No, black businesses were getting hurt by it anyway. A lot of them are already hurt because of the COVID-19 situation. So that's irrelevant at this point. What's not irrelevant is that we've had a long-standing history of police brutality that goes back decades, okay? There was a police state in the year 1921 out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, okay? Y'all remember that, or people who know the history and black history in particular, knows what happened down there. White people did not want to see the development of a black community down there, especially a major, thriving black community that was self-sustained. And they invited a police state down there. Did they not? Yes, the fuck they did. Okay? And black people were doing the thing, and people didn't like that either. Y'all don't like nothing we do. Y'all like to make money off of what we do, but you don't like any beyond that. Y'all don't like nothing we do. We can never do anything right in your eyes. We can never be successful do our own thing and like that, because you guys been fucking with our communities, with our culture, with our people for 400 goddamn years, and you still talking about keep calm. Keep calm. We'll handle the situation. Never got handled because you're too busy trying to get people off. The latest thing on the situation with the death investigation of George Floyd is that now they're talking about they did the forensics and the autopsy already. I'm like, really? That quick? He just died Monday. And they're already talking about, well, the officer's knee into his neck didn't cause the problem that he had with breathing. They're trying to say it was a bunch of other stuff. Issues with his heart and all this other shit, all these other factors they want to throw in to try to throw you off so they have an excuse not to be sued by the family of George Floyd and not to convict Derek Chauvin and the other 3 officers. Y'all be coming up with ways to try to get them out the situation instead of resolving the situation properly like the fuck you're supposed to do. But yet you focus on people rioting. Not to say that it was right, but you want to put the focus on the black folks as being suspects versus the white officers, and yet the Asian guy's white, as far as I'm concerned. Instead of the white officers being guilty. Knowing that you saw the same video we saw. And he's talking about, well, it might take some time to figure it out. Bullshit. Bull fucking motherfucking bullshit. You know goddamn well y'all motherfuckers know you saw the same goddamn thing we saw. Oh, by the way, I saw a video just this morning in Seattle where two officers had helped pin down this white protester who was, I think he was rioting. I can't say if he was not without it, but he was in the AO in the area. The one officer had the guy who was white, suspect, on his back, on his stomach, with his knee on his neck. All right. Guess what the other officer told him to do immediately? Because he knew he was on camera. Take your knee off of the neck. Sure did. Sure did. Told him to take it off. Now you telling me, and it was just two of them, the two of them. But the one that had his knee on his neck cuffed him by himself. Now you telling me the one officer could tell the other officer to get off of him, and they had them restrained, versus a black guy who had three officers, or really four officers there, and three of them had restrained him. They didn't have to, and he didn't resist, and none of them told him to get off his neck. I'll be damned. You see the difference here? And that's only because the guy was white. If he was black, he probably wouldn't have done that. And you tell me guys like Trump aren't racist? You gonna tell me the police department doesn't have racist people? Bullshit. I know. I dealt with cops before. I've been in a situation before where I got arrested. That cop was a complete asshole on me. This was 1988. I'll never forget that. This happened 30 some odd years ago, well over 30 something, almost 32, maybe 32 years ago, something like that, something long like that. But anyway, 32 years ago it happened to me. I was still in the military at the time, and it happened. But fortunately for me, I went to court and got suspended the sentence. You know, but we're sick of this mess. We're absolutely sick and tired of this mess, of the constant bullshit that people play with our lives. Now, I was on Cleveland.com, my hometown's news website. It's like they do it's like a website of everything to do with Cleveland, good, bad, and ugly. And I was on my first personal Facebook page, and people were talking about, you need to stop rioting, you need to stop tearing up, you need to go home. And they were saying some of the white people were saying some really nasty things. Get the people off the street and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. We need to get y'all off the street so we can reopen our stores and all that. So all y'all care about is money. See, you only care about your happiness. And I told somebody that. They got furious about that. Y'all only care about your happiness in your own community as though our community doesn't even exist. We recognize your communities, but you don't want to recognize ours. You want to act like we don't even exist in this country. Now, we know for a fact that you guys weren't responsible for slavery, but your generations of forefathers were. Let's be real about that. And to break the cycle of that mentality, you have to recognize that we are the same as you. We are a lot alike as you. We are people and human beings like you. We're no different from you. But your forefathers had embedded through generations that we are different from you, and we're not. Now, we may have differences of culture, but as far as us being people, we're all the same. But you don't respect that. You were taught that all black people are suspect. Yeah, you were. I'm going to give you an example of that in a minute. No matter what we do, whether it's driving while black, jogging while black, going to the store while black, walking while black. Did I say driving while black? Doing anything to do with anything while black. I'm going to give you a prime example of it. I don't know where this happened at. I posted on my my Facebook page. I should have posted on my YouTube page. I don't know. I'll figure it out. There was this woman. This crazy ass woman who came out of her house and stopped and talked to this brother, right? And she was telling this brother, I'll need you around here. You scare me and all that stuff. Why you out here? And, we had a bunch of break-ins with cars and in our neighborhood, which I don't believe. But anyway, because she acted like she had never seen no black people before, the way she was talking. You need to get away from me before I call the cops and all of that. But the brother was out there for a purpose. He was a UPS guy, making deliveries. Yeah. He was out making deliveries. He was doing his fucking job. And this stupid milquetoast cracker bitch, yeah, I said it, because I'm pissed, had the audacity to harass him because he was working. He had his uniform on and everything. Now, here's what was kind of odd, because he was working with a partner of his who was white. The white guy came over and asked what the problem was, and then she was telling him about all that mumbo-jumbo bullshit, and he really didn't have almost anything to say. And the brother was like, really? And he was very casual about it. He didn't get upset or nothing. And the white guy looked over at him, chill out. Really? Chill out about what? The brother was very calm. He was very casual. He wasn't even upset at the woman. I thought it was weird though. I'm just sick of it though, man. I'm just. Now, something else I saw today and I was proud of, that our brothers and sisters overseas, over in England, in London, had a major protest about the death of George Floyd. They got word of it and they're out there protesting as we speak. I saw it a little while ago. I'm proud of them. I really am. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to roll. But at least it looked to be very peaceful. I don't know if it was outside of that, but they showed it from a distance, so up in the air. But it didn't look like there was any riots or anything like that. I don't know what they're gonna do later on, but I hope everything's good. But I noticed the 45. Oh, I forgot. 46 minus 1, the fraud in chief, hadn't said a whole lot. I was something I was reading. I'm going to try to pull up my Facebook page. And the family of George Floyd had mentioned something about Trump in something I was looking at earlier. Hold on, guys. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to look at my Facebook page. And, hold on. It just didn't make any sense, man. I was just so upset, man. I was so upset. Damn, let me pull up my main page. And that way I can tell you what he said. Because, okay, here we go. It was posted from the HuffPost.com. It says, George Floyd's brother says Trump was dismissive on condolence call. I'm pausing for effect, people. It says, quote, George Floyd's brother says Trump was dismissive on condolence call. I'm going to get to what he says in a second. It goes to show you how racist this son of a bitch is. Okay? Only thing he would say is like, it's very sad. That's all he said. He didn't say much else about it. But when it comes to the cops, yeah. Oh, you should be doing this to the police and blah, blah, blah. You should be attacking police and blah, blah, blah. Now, like I said, again, I don't believe in violence. I'm a very non-violent believer. I really am. I believe in non-violent protests, non-violent marches, you know, and I'll get to why in a little bit. But excuse me. But there, it just, oh man, it's just a mess, man. It you know. Before I get to that statement, I'm going to read you what Dale Hughley had posted. I didn't know that was his real name. His real name is Daryl. Okay. Well, Dale Hughley had posted. Matter of fact, he posted it this morning, early this morning. Boy, he must have been up like I was. It says, "Quote: White people talking about what would Martin Luther King Jr. do." Now, this is what he said. Quote again: "Hell, I don't know, because y'all killed him too." Let me read this again. This came directly from D.L. Hughley. I posted on my Facebook page as well. Now, like it says, white people talking about, and I've seen that too, what would Martin Luther King Jr. do? Actually, I heard that Keisha Bottoms, mayor of Atlanta, mentioned something about that as well. White people talking about what would Martin Luther King Jr. do? And then he says, hell, I don't know, because y'all killed him too. In other words, they were asking, what would he do today? You don't know. You didn't let him live long enough to find out. And he was doing peaceful protests. That's what he was known for. And y'all still killed him. We know what y'all up to. There was a curfew in Minnesota. I think it was later in the week. They posted a curfew, and guess what? The protesters completely ignored it. I'm not even mad about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't live there, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not even mad about them ignoring the curfew. Y'all ignored us for 400 years. You know what I mean? I want to see what some of people. Okay, it's I want to post what this young woman was saying about. Well, anyway, let me get to what George Floyd's brother said. And George Floyd, and I say it again. It said Trump was dismissive on condolence call. Let me put my mic down a little bit here. Okay. Says, quote, he didn't give me the opportunity to even speak. And his name is, forgive me if I say your name wrong, Philonis, Floyd said. I want to click on this site to confirm that. One second. See what else we was talking about. Oh, God, don't tell me it's hanging up. See, the one thing about technology that I really hate, sometimes you try to get to, okay, here we go. It says, a condolence, and this is from the Huff Post. And I guess it used to be called Huffington Post. Oh, you got the video on. Okay. I hope that I'm gonna try to see if I can. Let's see here. There you go. Okay, guys. What I might have to do. Now I'll read it to you, and I'll probably play it. I might be able to play it over my tablet here. It says a condolence phone call from. I ain't gonna even say it. From number 45, you know who it is, ended up frustrating George Floyd's brother, who said Trump didn't give him the opportunity to even speak. That's how disrespectful Trump is. And I ain't gonna lie, and I don't give a fuck who knows it. honest to God, I tried. I tried to give this man a chance for almost 4 years. I have no, well, even before he became quote unquote president, I have no respect for this man. I don't have no respect for Trump. I was suspicious of him when he did the TV show. That was another whole story. But because he was an asshole then. I have no respect for this guy at all. I really don't. Because even during his campaign back in 2016, he was disrespecting black folks then. And I knew there was a sign of trouble. The moment he started disrespecting black folks at that point, who was campaigning for him, who was caping for him, and he was dogging them out. All right, let me get back to this. I'm going to read it again for those of you who hadn't caught it. It says, this article, a condolence phone call from, I'll read it. President Trump ended up frustrating George Floyd's brother, who said Trump didn't give him the opportunity to even speak. It hurt me, Felonious Floyd said in an interview Saturday on MSNBC. Floyd's brother died Monday during an arrest by white police officers in Minneapolis. He was 46. The call with Trump was so fast. Yeah. According to Floyd's brother, the call was so fast that he told Floyd told Reverend Al Sharpton on Politics Nation, he didn't, and quote, he didn't give me the opportunity to even speak, Floyd said, as his son Brandon sat beside him. It was hard. I was trying to talk to him, but he just kept pushing me off. Like, I don't want to hear what you're talking about. Of course he don't. Trump doesn't give a fuck. He don't. He wants you to be concerned about his thoughts, and he wants you to uplift his name. Not sure why. He doesn't like when you point out the bullshit that he's pulling out there. He gets mad about that. He's a little bitch. Okay, let me keep going here. Floyd said, I just told him I want justice. I said that I couldn't believe that they committed a modern day lynching in broad daylight. I can't stand for that. I can't. And it hurt me. George Floyd died. I'm not going to say I don't know why he described who was black. We know he was black. If you saw the video, you know he was black. George Floyd died after police officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on his neck for several minutes while an unarmed Floyd was restrained and held on the ground. Chauvin has been arrested and charged with third-degree murder. Why? First of all, why the fuck? Why the fuck would you arrest this guy and charge him with third-degree murder? You're already giving him an out already. I'm going to tell you right up front. First degree and nothing less. First degree and nothing less. Because this is bullshit. Y'all giving that son of a bitch an out already. How the fuck you gonna give him an out like that? Real talk. Third degree? Third degree ain't shit. It's not. Y'all saw the video. Chauvin and 3 other officers allowed that to happen for 8 minutes. The guy begged on every inch of his breath that he couldn't breathe and he needed to breathe. You stopped him on suspicion of forgery. Suspicion. That's fucking ridiculous. Third degree murder. and second-degree manslaughter. They're trying to get him off. You know what they're doing? They want to get him on a manslaughter charge so he can get a lesser sentence. I ain't slick. See, this is good old boy regime of cops who work for other cops. They don't work for the people. They don't. You don't work to serve and protect people in this country. Y'all full of shit. And yeah, I said it. Y'all full of shit. Your legislation, the lawyers, the governors, and everybody in between that. Y'all full of shit. But I'm supposed to keep calm? My community is supposed to keep calm? And then your community, your non-melanated communities is telling us that we're savages for being upset and disruptive. But you don't see the other side of the coin. You don't see the reason why people are doing what they're doing. I don't condone it, but you don't see the reason behind it. The only thing you see, we got a little bit of disruption. They messed up the stores. I heard people in my hometown, Cleveland, talking about, oh, it's a shame that downtown is being destroyed. Fuck it. $400 years, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 400 years since slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the Civil Rights era, and beyond. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of black families, men, women, children, and babies, lives have been forever changed because of racism in this country. Racism has always existed in this country, people. It's never stopped. Never stopped. White people look at it with a blind eye all day long. Don't want to recognize it. Being totally delusional on every fucking thing. But we're supposed to keep calm, cool and collected. It'll be worked out. It might take a little time. Fuck y'all! I'm mad. I'm very mad. I'm tired of y'all making fucking excuses for every reason why we can't do this, we can't do anything. I'm not condoning violence. I'm really not, seriously. But I'm tired of fucking white people making excuses why we can't get justice in this country. Why we're staying calm and cool and collected. Because every time we've ever done it, all y'all did was give us a song and dance on everything. Okay. Let me continue. The other 3 officers involved in this arrest were fired, but remain free. Why? You know, and I don't know if this is still a law that exists in some states. I'm pretty sure it does. Where there were incidents of black males, like, say, for example, 5 was riding in the car. One of them was smoking weed, and he wasn't even the driver. The driver didn't know about it. Now, this is a law I know they had in Maryland. Guess what? If the driver and the other people didn't know about it, and that person had drugs in the car, and they brought it in the car, and no one knew, and then he played dumb, guess what happened if they find it in the car? They all get charged. But 4 officers who watched this man die at the hands of one officer who had his fucking knee on the brother's neck when the brother was telling you that he couldn't breathe. He needed to breathe. He was telling you what he needed to do before you killed him. Y'all all four of y'all heard that the whole time, as well as millions of others who saw it. So don't play like I didn't know that happened. But the four who was there could just did the same thing they did in this video that I saw in Seattle, where the one cop told the other cop to get your knee off the guy's neck. But yet you only going to charge one and not the other three along with him? That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit, folks. Y'all know that. I'm just saying, an eye for an eye. A crime for a crime. You do the crime, you do the time. Come on now. You guys have sentenced black people more time for a lot less. A lot less of a crime with more time on it. These guys get to walk free. Derek Chauvin is only being charged with third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. Make that fucking make sense. Okay, let me continue. They all need to be convicted of first-degree murder and given the death penalty, Felonious Floyd told Sharpton, and I totally agree. And nothing less. That's coming from me. He also goes on to say they didn't care about what they wanted to do with my brother. He wasn't a person to them. He was scum. He was nothing to them. I can imagine how many people they did like that. I wouldn't doubt it, brother. I wouldn't doubt it. I've been stopped by cops a number of times over the years myself. And I can honestly tell you, when you're in the car talking to them, they actually do talk directly down to you each and every time they stop you. It's an intimidation factor that they impose on you every time they stop you. Especially when you're in the right. Floyd, his brother Floyd, Felonious Floyd became emotional later in the interview, and I can understand that. He says, I just don't understand, man. He told Sharpton tearfully. Why we got to go through this? Why we got to have all this pain, man? I love my brother. I'm never going to see him again. I pause for emotional effect. Let me read that again. That really got to me. I have brothers as well, and I know it's heartbreaking, man. He said, quote, I just don't understand, man. Why we got to go through this? Why we got to have all this pain, man? I love my brother. I'm never going to see him again. How many white families, let's be honest now, how many white families in 400 years have ever had to do the lather, rinse, repeat cycle of bullshit that was imposed upon by their own culture? Not very many. When it comes to black families, it doesn't matter whether it's a crime being committed by dirty cops against us or by doctors in the hospitals or anything of such, or just absolute 100% racist people. We've always went through that shit. Always have. Every day. Every day. White people give you the dirtiest looks, man. You know, you walk around stores and places and you wear a mask, they give you dirty fucking looks. White people going around harassing people for wearing masks. I've seen several videos on that. I'm gonna try to play the video. Maybe some of y'all will understand the real emotion behind it, because it really got to me, y'all. Just now, I mean, I didn't break out in a tear or anything, but it. Oh my God, people just never get it, man. Unless you walk in the mile in our shoes, you'll never understand it. Lord knows you won't. Because y'all ain't never been through that bullshit. Y'all ain't never been through what we've been through. And white people, I understand. No, you don't. You'll never, ever understand how it feels to be black in this country. And you never will. Try to see if I can pull this video. You will never understand. You'll never understand that hurt and pain. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this to you guys. You'll never understand it. Oh, come on. Hold on a second, guys. I'm thinking about this video. Turn my Bluetooth off as another room. All I got to do is just disconnect it here. Let's see if it comes up this time.
With him, George's nephew, Brandon Williams, and Benjamin Crump, attorney for the Floyd family. Attorney Crump and I will be back in Minnesota soon to officiate and deliver eulogies at George Floyd's funeral. Let me start with you, Philonis. Your brother, your buddy, we talked this week, you and I and members of your family, with Attorney Crump, and you said publicly that you want to see the charge upgraded to murder one, and you want the other 3 officers present also to be prosecuted and arrested.
Yes, sir. They all need to be convicted of first-degree murder and given the death penalty, because they didn't care about what they wanted to do with my...
Joining
All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. I had to see if I could try it again here.
He now is Philonis Floyd, brother of George Floyd.
For some reason, it's still that. Hold on.
With him, George's nephew.
On this, I don't know why it's not coming up. Let's see. Let me try something now. Yeah. The technology, I swear, sometimes it's good.
You, Brandon Williams, and Benjamin Crump.
Okay, here we go. This is from MSNBC via the HuffingtonPost.com on this interview between Philonis Floyd, the brother of George Floyd, being interviewed by Aldo Handkerchief Head Sharpton.
Joining me now is Philonis Floyd, brother of George Floyd. With him, George's nephew, Brandon Williams, and Benjamin Crump, attorney for the Floyd family. Attorney Crump and I will be back in Minnesota soon to officiate and deliver eulogies at George Floyd's funeral. Let me start with you, Philonis. Your brother,
Get something about that right quick. He's going to be doing the eulogy at the funeral, and their lawyer is none other than Benjamin Crump, noted attorney who, over the last several years, I have not even known him to win a major case. I've known about him for the last 8 years. I have never known him to win one major case. Not one. That's not the whole story. And then Aldo Sharpton, who you know has been known to shake people down, particularly black folks who have filed lawsuits against police departments for his cut. Yeah, I've heard that. Matter of fact, Eric Gardner's late daughter had told the story about that, and then all of a sudden, a few months later, she passed away. Let me continue.
Buddy, we talked this week, you and I and members of your family, with Attorney Crump, and you said publicly that you want to see the charge upgraded to murder one, and you want the other 3 officers present also to be prosecuted and arrested.
Yes, sir. They all need to be convicted of first-degree murder and given the death penalty, because they didn't care about what they wanted to do with my brother. He wasn't a person to them. He was scum. He was nothing. And I can imagine how many people they did like that. I don't need them on the streets to kill anybody else. I'm hurt. My family is hurt. His kids are hurt. They will grow up without a father. Everybody is crying and in pain right now. So if they can do anything, please arrest those other officers and give them murder one.
Let me ask you this. You, it has not been asked of you. You spoke to both President Trump, and the family spoke with former Vice President Biden. What did you say to them?
I asked Vice President Biden, and I never had to beg a man before, but I asked him, could he please get justice for my brother? Please, because I need it. I do not want to see him on a shirt just like the other guys. Nobody deserved that. Black folks don't deserve that. We all dying. We're all dying. Black lives matter. We need it. It's pain. We're fueled by pain right now. And we should just be peaceful, but it's hard right now.
What was the conversation with President Trump like?
It was so fast. He didn't give me the opportunity to even speak. It was hard. I was trying to talk to him, but he just kept like pushing me off. Like, I don't want to hear what you're talking about. And I just told him I want justice. I said that I couldn't believe that they committed a modern day lynching in broad daylight. I can't stand for that. Yeah. I can't. And it hurt me, you know. And I just don't understand, man. Why we gotta go through this? Why we gotta have all this pain, man? I love my brother. I'm never gonna see him again.
Brandon, give us a sense of what type of person George Floyd was. You knew him. The world knows him now in his death. You knew him in his life. You see your father in tears, and even with talking to the President of the United States and the candidate for office, there's no peace at all because they're, in his judgment, not been charged right, members of your family. Give us a sense, tell the nation what kind of person George was.
He was a great person, a loving person. To know him was to love him. He just had a special way of lighting up a room. If you ever encountered him, you would just instantly gravitate to him. I don't really have the words. Today is a very emotional day for me and my family. Today makes 2 years that his mother passed, which is my grandmother, and the family's hurting. So, but they took his life from him, and he didn't deserve that. No human deserves that, and what they did, it wasn't right. I don't see anything justifying what occurred on that horrific video, other than an intent to murder.
Philonise, as you see the outpouring, you want justice. You don't just want drama, you want justice. You said to me on the phone, they took his life, you want justice. As you talk to people around the world right now, all you're asking for is justice. You said, I don't want a favor. They took his life. I want justice.
A life for a life. That's what I want. I don't want any favors, just like you said. A crime is a crime. If I would have committed the crime, I would have been locked up the same day. Everybody know that. It could be for something less than that. But to kill a man who you was trying to say was forgery, and you killed him for that? You couldn't restrain him in any way to put him inside of the car and take him to jail for anything and find out? You killed him. That was hatred. That was just hatred. Nobody deserved that. I'm tired of seeing it.
That's real.
I'm tired of this. I love my brother. We all love him. We looked up to him. He doesn't deserve that.
All right, guys, you just heard the words from the brother of. Hold on. You just heard from the brother of George Floyd, and very passionate statement about his brother. And he said he didn't want anything less than a full conviction and sentencing of the murderer of his brother. And I don't blame him. The family deserves that. They deserve to have that son of a bitch, Derek Chauvin, sentenced and convicted of first-degree murder and nothing less. I totally agree. All right. Now, I got something that Benjamin Dixon, a fellow Spreaker and YouTube broadcaster like myself, posted something on Facebook. I guess it was from someone named Chris. I want to give credit. Crystal Naomi dot body and mind. Well, I guess that's her Twitter handle. Twitter, or I don't know, it could be Twitter or Instagram handle. Forgive me. It says 7 ways white people invalidate black people's feelings. At Crystal Naomi dot body and mind. Okay. And I happened to see it and I said, wow, this is powerful. It says, number 1, why are people protesting and looting? And that was one of the things white people were saying last night when I was talking to them on a couple of sites on Facebook. And then and the arrogancy about them is like, oh, how dare they? Now, the statement on this one, the response was, black people have been oppressed for centuries. We've tried peaceful protests, which is true. No change has been made. No justice has been served. Maybe you will hear us now. I couldn't agree more. Number 2, they say you are shaming us when you say we need to share and speak up. In reality, we are just asking for your help. Number 3, it says staying silent during injustice. I was just talking about that earlier. Where be calm, cool, and collected, and it'll work out. And it will work itself out. And you just pray on it. There was a judge in the trial of the asshole that killed those 9 parishioners in the church in South Carolina, Dylan Roof. And the judge has said, and I saw it because I was down there the week that it happened. Matter of fact, I was down there the night that it happened. I was on the other side of South Carolina though. And I was going to visit my son, who was well, anyway, it happened the night that we got down there. But when I think we were down for about a week, close to it. Maybe not even. I don't even think it was a week. Anyway, the judge had told them, the families of the victims, I will not proceed on the arraignment of Dylan Roof until y'all forgive him. That's exactly what he said, verbatim. I was like, well, I'll be damned. All right. So it says right here, number 3 again. Staying silent during injustice. Staying silent shows what side you are on, and it's not ours. Facts. Number 4, saying all lives matter when blacks are being killed. Of course, all lives matter, and black lives matter, or black lives are the ones being killed right now. So we are trying to stop that. Number 5, saying only praying can change this. I just got finished talking about that. Saying only praying can change this. We need to take action. Signing petitions, protesting, getting our voices heard, sharing stories. And this is the one that I stressed out on. Praying alone won't fix this. And I know there's church people out there who don't want to be bothered. They feel there are church people out there, no joke. They're very timid, but they ain't too timid to just pray on it and just say, well, let it go. Let Jesus handle it. Well, let Jesus take the wheel. Don't get me wrong. There's some things that you can't change. This is one of the things I still believe you can change. But the prayer alone ain't going to do it. The work with the prayer will. Number 6, this was just a few bad cops. This is not a race thing. Oh, boy. I pause for effect again. Number 6, this was just a few bad cops. This is not a race thing. I'm going to take a couple of Tylenols after this one. Bullshit. This is a race thing. Stop gaslighting us to stay comfortable and avoid accountability. You know, this is the other thing white people try to do. They get upset about these bars and shops and restaurants being closed and busted up. And I have to admit, I agree that it's wrong for people to go out and do that. But on the other hand, you have to understand what leads to this shit. What actually leads up to this. That's the point I'm trying to make. White people don't want to understand that. Only thing they care about is their livelihood and their lives and their actions and their families. They don't give a shit about ours. They'll give a shit about us, period. They could care less if we die out here. That's the problem. That is the number one problem. And it's funny, and I told somebody last night, I said, it's funny that white people only want to deal with race issues when shit like this happen. How about talking about this shit before it gets to this fucking point? How about you get your legislators and your law and your law officials out here to get this bullshit straight before it get to that point where an officer just puts his damn knee on somebody's damn neck and crushing it and killing them. How about that? That way you won't deal with bullshit like this. And like I told somebody, how can you expect peace when there's no justice? You can't expect peace if you deny justice. That's what I said. You can't expect peace if you deny and continually, day after day, year after year, deny justice to everyone else other than yourself. That's the very point I'm trying to make. Okay, this is the last one, number 7. Saying white people are targeted by the police too is just not recorded. Let me say it again. Saying white people are targeted by the police too, it's just not recorded. Look at the scale of blacks being killed compared to whites. A white woman last night talking about more white people were arrested by cops than black people, which I don't believe. But by the same token, I'm like, how you going to say that, but you didn't say that more white people were killed by cops than black people? Because that's not true either. They said arrested. They didn't say killed. See, they want to circumvent what actually is going on by trying to psychologically fuck with you to make you think one thing was really not what it is. It's not even the truth. They try to circumvent the truth by telling you a lie and try to make you believe it. That's the problem. That's the same way people talking about, well, Trump's not a bad guy. He just needs to keep his mouth closed. I had somebody tell me that. I had a coworker say that one time. Real talk. He's not a bad guy. He just needs to keep his mouth shut. He's a good businessman. No, he's not. This guy ran more businesses to the ground than any other so-called businessman I know of and gets away with it. And I know that's a complete lie. He has never been a good businessman, ever. And I'm shocked she even said that. And that shouldn't be, because, white people, they going to cape for who they want to cape for no matter how wrong they do. And that's why I know Trump is a racist. There's no doubt about it. This guy has did more of a disservice to this country than any other president I've seen in recent memory. That's no joke, especially in the last 4 years. There was a statement. I'm going to try to see if I can post this too. I'm going to probably post it. If I don't post it on this podcast, I'm going to post it on a future podcast and probably something on YouTube. This is quoted by Malcolm X. It says, "That's not a chip on my shoulder. That's your foot on my neck." Direct quote. "That's not a chip on my shoulder. That's your foot on my neck." In other words, you want to pin me down and put your brutality on me, but I'm supposed to sit there and take it? I'm not supposed to speak up about it as a man, let alone being a black man, and try to intimidate me? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. I know some people probably say, he think you pro-black. This ain't about pro-black for me. This is about me being real and keeping it for all to hear, baby. That's why I named this channel that. This is for all to hear. It's not about, being pro-black or pro this. This is pro-realism. This is pro-reality. Pro-truth. Honest to God conversational talk about facts that's going on in this country, man. Things that's going on that need to be addressed. Instead of trying to, hide the 800-pound elephant in the room, which you can no longer hide. Now, one thing I will say, I see a former classmate of mine, I ain't gonna say the name, says, "I guarantee you half of the looters, black or white," and yes, white people were looting. No, they weren't probably looting. There were white people out looting. There's pictures of it. I'm gonna try to see if I can download the video or pictures of that, because I've seen white people looting, but they don't tell you that. See, in this situation with this, they think, only black people out there. No, there's a lot of white people have been at these rallies. A number of them, even out in Minneapolis, where the murder occurred. And they were looting. They don't show you the videos of them looting publicly, but I'm telling you, if I get a hold of them, I'm going to show it to you. See, this is why I call this channel For All to Hear, because you need to not only all for here to hear it, you need to see it too. But he was saying, I guarantee you half of the looters, black or white, yes, white people were probably looting also, which they were, probably didn't give a fuck about George Floyd. Tragic. And yes, I do believe that most of them that did that didn't care. This was messed up, man. I get so frustrated, man. get so frustrated. I know. It's I just get angry, man. I just it got so bad for me when I was talking to a couple of those people that was online from the Cleveland.com site. I had to block them, man. You know, white people doesn't care to understand about the BS that we've been through for 400 years because they've been doing so much dirt on people in our culture, family members. I've heard stories from my dad who told me about family members had got lynched over bullshit. You know, my dad personally told me, and this is the same year, he moved to Chicago to live with my with some relatives. The same year that Emmett Till went down to Mississippi. My dad was coming from Mississippi to live in Chicago. He had left Mississippi in the mid-50s, around the same time. And they were both around the same age. It's crazy. One went to Chicago to live. One came from, I think Emmett Till was from Chicago. I know he lived in the northern city. I know that. And went to stay down there for a while. And that is what lit the fire, from my understanding, what lit the fire of the civil rights movement. But we've been going through this bullshit left and right. White people don't give a damn. Like I said, I'm not condoning it. I don't condone violence. I definitely don't condone looting of any kind, because you got people out here that are running businesses and their livelihoods are embedded in those businesses, you know. But you had the arrogance of some white people who just complain about, well, the stores are closed, we can't do anything, and blah, blah, blah. I give a fuck about what you care about, what you can't do. I know one thing you ought to be doing. You ought to be going to your local authorities' legislation and protesting those police officers for murdering black people for no reason with impunity. That's what you ought to be doing. You know? Because remember, this is our country. Do you want to see it the way it is now? That's what you should be asking your fucking self. Or do you want to bring justice for all and not just for y'all? Because if it's going to be just for y'all, and I hate to say it, that's going to be a problem. People ain't going to tolerate that shit, man. These young people today aren't playing with a full deck. They're not. That remind me, a girl posted something on a Facebook page. Somebody posted something on a Facebook page that a young woman said earlier, and I totally understand where she's coming from. She had posted a sign. And, you know, here we go. I'm trying to see if I can copy that picture. And she says, quote, and this is based on a sign that she had made up. It says, quote, "We are not our ancestors. We will fuck you up." That, unquote. That's what she said. These young people today ain't playing with a full deck. I'm telling you right now. That's what she said. Okay, I'm looking at breaking news now, seeing that they, hold on a second. It says violent protests outside U.S. Embassy in London. See? I'm going to tell you right now. The one thing I will do is pray for our families. Pray that this knucklehead ass president will move an executive order to start prosecuting and convicting cops of murdering unarmed folks with impunity and start convicting them. That I will pray on. Because not only do you pray for the things that you can change and work on it, you also pray for the things that you can't change on your own. We have to. I'll say that. People are tired of this shit, man. Here's my thing. You locked a black man and put him in jail for 2 years for allegedly abusing dogs and killing dogs. And you thought that was a bigger crime than a black man being murdered by a white cop. Yeah. Ain't that a bitch? Y'all immediately arrested or had Michael Vick arrested for being involved with dog killing. Allegedly. And I'm going to say that. Y'all had no problem with that. And yeah, I'm going to say it. Y'all white folks had no problem with that at all. Because y'all love dogs more than you do black folks. And you wonder why we like we are? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? But we're supposed to be calm, cool, and collected. And not worry about anything. And it will handle itself. And the Lord will make a way somehow. Just sit back and give it over to God. Yeah. That's y'all mentality. Y'all tell us to believe in God. Y'all believe in your goddamn self. Ain't that a bitch? Because if you did, you wouldn't allow this bullshit to happen in the first goddamn place, and you know it. See, one thing about y'all non-melanated people that I know about for a fact, you want to dictate the situation. You want to dictate the narrative like Donald Trump does with the fake news because he's a fraud in chief and a fake president, as far as I'm concerned. But every time something come up that will get him convicted or potentially get him convicted, the first thing he says is fake news. Every fucking time. The real weird part about it is people stupid enough to believe that bullshit. That I don't get at all. The fake news people, don't buy into the hype. Shut your bitch ass up. I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to get off my soapbox right now, guys. I've been on an hour and 13 minutes. I haven't been on that long in a while. Yes, I think I have, but you know, it's I won't keep abreast of this story. I'm going to be posting my daily podcast again tomorrow. Because something's got to give here, guys. We could no longer live this thing where police could just abuse their power and not be punished for it or not be threatened with punishment. Because at least if you be threatened with real punishment, all this bullshit would subside. But it ain't just the police that's doing it with impunity. It's the white society out here that teaches the generations of their kids to hate, to harass, and to downright put down black people with impunity. That's where this bullshit all starts. And people of power, same thing. And yes, we got to continue to put pressure on this shit, man. Now, as far as looting and rioting, I don't condone. Protesting, I don't have a problem with. I don't. Got to have a say-so on it. You got to have a say-so on what's wrong with this country right now. Got to. Now that I will, I'll agree with. But the looting and rioting, no, I will not. You know. Boycotting is something I think it should be done. And I haven't heard much about boycotting. Boycott restaurants. When they open, boycott beaches. Boycott certain gas stations. That's what you do. Boycotting, I think, is more effective than rioting and looting, because when you riot and loot, you're destroying communities. You're actually destroying jobs. But if you boycott, the good thing is it put pressure on these companies to get the powers that be and try to force them to make sweeping changes that will enable these law enforcement agencies to make sweeping policy changes for the better. That's what you do. You boycott. I haven't heard anybody talk about boycotting. That was the one thing that was effective with people like Dr. King, because that's what he did. Remember the Montgomery boycott on the buses? They boycotted for a single year and shut them people down. That's what the fuck y'all do. Don't spend your money in those places. They'll come around. Boycott. I ain't heard nobody talk about boycotting. Not one time. Don't frequent them restaurants. Don't serve in them restaurants if you don't have to. Don't buy your clothes at the malls and strip stores no more. I'm talking about the ones, especially in the white neighborhoods. Especially owned by white people. That's what you stop doing. Stop buying them Jordan shoes at them stores. You know, I see all these young people out here going in these stores every weekend when the malls be open, 2-3 bags of shit. That's what y'all stop doing. You want to really fight? That's how you fight. You fight them in the wallet. Just saying. Hit them in the pocketbook by boycotting those places, and their hearts and minds will follow. I heard that from a well-reputable broadcaster, and he was right. That's what you do. You boycott. The most effective and safe way to protest outside of peaceful protesting. That's what you guys do. Do it with common sense. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys. Well, wow. It's, what time is it? Jesus, it's almost 3 o'clock. Good God. I didn't know it was on that long. Wow. Okay, it's been on here about an hour and a half. I didn't realize that. That's one thing about podcasting, and bro. You know, you do it for so long, and you do it as long as I do it. I've been doing it for about 5-6 years now, including YouTube. About 10 years, roughly. And I do it for so long, for so many hours, I don't even realize I've been on that long. Real talk. Because I could go another hour if I want, but I'm not. All right, guys. Well, I I think that's all I got. That's all I got. But stay safe out there if you're doing these peaceful protesting, man. Avoid trouble at all costs. And when I mean avoid trouble at all costs, just, don't get into to throwing with glass and throwing bricks in the glass doors and all that, man. Because I do think a lot of that is unnecessary. But boycotting, yeah. Boycotting is necessary. All right, guys. Y'all stay safe out here. This has been DJ Wolf Live. And I appreciate you guys out here, man. Stay safe out here. Love you all. Y'all take care. And y'all do things the right way, man. I'm out. All right, also, guys, just wanted to tell you right quick. Check me out for All to Hear TV on YouTube. Subscribe, people. That's for All to Hear TV on YouTube. That's FORHEAR. The number 2. I'm sorry. FORALL. The number 2. HEAR. That's FORALL. The number 2, HEAR, for All to Hear TV on YouTube. And those YouTube watchers, please subscribe to my Spreaker podcast. That's Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf. Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf. For email inquiries and debates and all of that. If you want me to do your shows as well, please contact me. DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. That's DJ Wolf Live at AOL.com. All right, guys. This has been real. This is DJ Wolf. Y'all stay together. Stay safe. I love you. We're going to get this thing right. I'm out.